Well, hello you lot. Normally this will be filmed on, we are in Tampa Bay right now and I am dying. I'm on about 5 hours sleep, but we are going to be releasing some sort of like vloggy bits, getting into a real YouTuber standpoint here, but yeah, a few vloggy bits when I'm not absolutely dead here. So the flight arrived last night, mad. And then I decided to try go against the clock. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but I tried to keep myself awake, which ended up me staying out, having a couple of orange juices. And then I woke up this morning at like 4 a.m. Tampa time and like bloody 10 a.m. your guys' time, or like UK GMT. But it's lovely here. It's very nice, very warm, walking around in a t-shirt, representing as always. And to be honest, everybody, you can probably see the title of this video. And I wanted to ask this question. Now, listen, there's a reason behind this question before you all have an absolute meltdown. I'm not saying Daniel Farke should be sacked or is in the position where he will be sacked. What I am saying is it's so interesting, the fan divide. Now, on my comment section, after the videos the other night and all this sort of stuff, Leeds fans aren't happy, which is crazy. And is it crazy? I'm not sure it is. Like, is it realistic? Do fans want too much? Is there too much of an expectation since Bielsa? Like, I've seen a lot of people saying, Connor, you're equating money to success all the time. And I am, yeah, like, I'm not denying that. Because as a Leeds United fan, I've always been of the opinion that even when I've looked at other teams in the division over the years, you know, like your Newcastles, your Burnleys, your Norwiches, your West Broms, who've done relatively well, I've always thought, well, it's because they've spent the most money. They've got the best managers because of that. You know, they'll have good coaching staff there as well. They've managed to keep hold of players. And that's exactly what Leeds United have done. So, yes, my expectations are incredibly high this season, and I think they should be. And I think the lowering of the expectations this season gives an excuse. And I think that's the problem. You don't want excuse after excuse after excuse here, because we're Leeds United, we're the biggest club in the division, and according to pretty much every metric you'll find, we are in the top two, if not the most, sort of, you know, we're the sort of most lucrative club in the division who spend the most on transfers and wages and all this sort of stuff. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this, really, because it's fascinating. It is absolutely fascinating, as I probably just jump over this bridge and find the best view I've seen in a long time. But I'm really interested to hear what you guys think on this one. A lot of people responded to a post that I put out yesterday. I can turn this round a little bit. Very quiet. Only idiots like me are up at this time. But yeah, I think a lot of people maybe are looking at it and saying, yeah, I put this Twitter post out, and it basically was, well, guys, what do you think? You know, if we went to the Premier League, would you still have him? Would you still want him? And the responses, it was in favour of him leaving. And I just wonder whether or not in the Leeds United fan base there is a little bit of a, we're not sure with this guy. As I say, see it post-video, see it pre-video. Farke out. You see it online and stuff like that. And you just wonder whether or not Leeds fans are getting a little bit upset with it, you know, because I think, you know, even like Sheffield United, they've obviously had the big rebuild. But I think maybe Leeds fans would have given Daniel Farke more leverage last season, but I think all of us, in terms of content creators, in terms of, well, everybody really was saying beforehand, before this season, that he has to almost, a lot of people were saying, win the league, you know? I wasn't going that far, but I think the squad's good enough to win the league. But promotion 100%, but we are early on in the season. But we've still played a lot of games. By December, we'll know where we are, really. Like, you know, December, you always kind of get a proper understanding, for me, on where a team's going to finish. So, yeah, I don't know, everyone. It's a mad question, I know, because you're all probably going to say, Connor, look, beat QPR, Sheffield United falter, and we're back in the top two, mate. And that's all very true. But it's more of the conversation, the Discord, the debate on this. And I want to get your guys' thoughts in the comment section. Are you sure on this manager? Could another manager do better right now? Or do we all just need to shut up, Connor, shut up asking the question, and just get behind the boss, of which I am, by the way. But on this channel, I never want to be that guy who avoids the big questions, you know, for likes and all this sort of stuff, because I genuinely know that this video will probably get a little bit of hate. I know that, but I'm never going to ignore it because I think it's important that we actually have this conversation, because I read what you guys say, because this isn't just content creation for me. I'm a Leeds fan, huge Leeds fan. So I want to know what you guys think about it. Like, is this an actual thing? You know, is Daniel Farke under a little bit of pressure right now? Do you think he's feeling a little bit under pressure? His comments in the post-match were a bit bizarre, I found. You know, him talking about, I don't know, we thought we dominated the game and we were very confident and all this sort of stuff, and he was happy almost with the performance. That was a bizarre thing to come out with for me. Really odd. So, I don't know, everyone. It's interesting right now, but I do think that the overriding perspective is the fact that, in my opinion, Daniel Farke should be the Leeds boss. I think anything right now would be irrational. But I do wonder what the 49ers are thinking. A lot of people on the video saying, would you have taken him into the Premier League if we went up? You know, we're saying, well, the 49ers aren't just going to dump off a manager who's got them to the Premier League. I sort of think maybe a little bit differently. I feel for the 49ers, if they've got into a spot of which at a certain level, you know, you've done really well, I think they'd look at the data. I think they'd look at the numbers. And if they're not convinced, I do think they'd make a decision. I do genuinely believe that. And I think that's the way football's going nowadays. I think you're seeing shocking sackings and shocking appointments. You've seen Mark Robbins very recently. Owners are being ruthless, absolutely ruthless. Look at that, guys, behind me, sunrise, lovely. So yeah, really good. It's going to be fascinating, because to see your guys' response on this. Obviously, we've got QPR coming up, and which almost feels like a must-win already. And this is the thing. This is the pressure on the manager. This is what he signed up for. The biggest club in the division, and pressure, pressure. Because this is what it is this year. We all said at the back end of last year there is no excuses for Leeds United and the manager and the 49ers. And I feel right now, if I'm honest with you guys, the 49ers have done a really good job in terms of backing him. Gila Vodji being the obvious example of that very recently. What a pickup he's been. And I think the manager, this is a guy who's only got 2 losses so far, by the way, but the context is the best team in the league. I feel he's still facing some of the same problems that Daniel Farke has faced at Leeds United. I don't think we need to go through that again and again and again, but I think we all know that when it comes to breaking down certain teams and problems that we face tempo-wise, and substitutions are just still, as a consensus, for me, are just not good enough. So, a lot to discuss, everybody. I want to hear what you guys think as I'm behind this absolutely stunning setting. Rate this out of 10 as well, everybody. But yeah, let me know what you think. We're going to be getting loads more bits coming out from like Tampa and Miami and stuff. We're doing a bit of recording with Leeds fans today as well, which I'm really excited about, meeting people out here. That's why we're out here, everyone. It's not cheap at all, but I wanted to come out here to, you know, do something a little bit different and get us out there, you know, as a fan channel. And it's called One Leeds Fan Channel. That doesn't mean just me in my bedroom. So I wanted to meet people. I want to explore. Let's see what happens, everyone. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about Daniel Farke and the expectation in the comment section below. Am I overreacting, or is this question bizarre? Let me know, everyone. See you in a bit.